going on, guys? C4IQ here with Cocky Bastard number 10, first one of 2019. Thanks to everyone who jumped in. Streaming this live. This will be going up on YouTube, obviously, as per normal. I've got a long-time friend, KenDeep, helping me with commentary.
What's up, man?
Not too much, man. We were like comrades that never met each other. You played Hayu and I played Leo. I think it was hated, probably the same man in GG.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now we both found our way to this game and we both play 17.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're trying to play.
Yes.
I guess it's the way we can put it.
Yeah, it was a bit strong saying we are playing. We're definitely not playing the same game. We're picking the same character, but not playing the same game as everyone else.
Yeah, for sure.
Unfortunately, no 17 today, but we're going to get a mix of characters. We've got Nahim against Emit. Nahim and Emit, I've played both of them. I've played Emit a lot more. I'll give these two the go-ahead so they can ready up. I know they're super eager to start. A quick rundown. Emit is a very defensive player. He played Zato in Guilty Gear. So his execution is clearly on point.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, it has to be to play a character like that. His PSN name is Drunken Shade. So he's definitely a Zato player through and through. He plays Zamasu, Nappa, Frieza. He used to play Frieza on point and he used to play Zam Anchor. And he said it works better with Frieza Anchor. I guess I can see it because of Golden Frieza and whatnot. I think his zoning, I think Zamasu's zoning isn't as strong as Frieza, personally. And this will be a good test because Nahim is super aggressive. He plays OB's team, Adult Gohan, Hit and Black, and he plays just like him. He is just all in, look at these combos. I want you to be like a compilation on Twitter of me just touching death with you. That's how he plays.
Yeah. I mean, it also makes more sense to play Zamasu on point than playing him behind, since Zamasu is much more dependent on assists. I would say in order to stay consistent.
Yeah.
Especially for the pressure situations where he uses his own charge in order to get. He often, more than not, he needs assists in order to convert into these.
Yeah, for him to get good damage or even good setups with you know, the poor man's Hellzone grenade setup, he needs assists to keep you on lockdown, so I can see that for sure.
Yeah. So now Nahim already in the offense with the corner, and Zamasu is basically dead.
Yep, he got put into the corner and got opened up. I mean, this is what this team does, really.
Exactly. Yeah. It's all three of those characters are basically we rush you down in the neutral and get the instant corner carry from basically any hit you want.
Absolutely. That's what I mean. Emma's a very defensive player, and I think his assists show that as well, because Nappa's assist has a lot of blocks done, so you can use it in pressure, but the area of effect isn't that great. And Frieza's is not good for pressure because it's a fixed location, it doesn't track, but it hits really high. So he's trying to keep you out most of the time, and obviously how you see people play Zamasu with the fly mode and sniping with Kai Blast and stuff, it's going to be really hard. I'm not sure if Emma's going to be able to adapt quick enough. Like, this match has gone super quick.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, especially considering the fact that Frieza usually suffers a lot if he's already alone against three other characters. I mean, there are some characters that can that have a much higher comeback potential, like Yamcha or even well, Nappa, I guess, with a lot of meter. But yeah. Frieza, he really struggles a lot when he's alone against three other characters, so having to deal with assists and everything.
Yeah, it's rough. I guess the whole gambit is I can go golden and I'm going to have Spark. I guess that's his trump card, but like you said, that against three characters is rough. Because obviously Gold Frieza doesn't last that long, and eventually your Spark's going to run out. So if you don't get those hits consistently over and over again, like you run the flowchart, it's going to be super hard to make a comeback with Frieza. But out of those three characters, I'd say he's the best anchor. I've tried App and Anchor and it's not fun. Like, it's all well and good you can plant Cyberman and kind of play anti-neutral. You just plant Cyberman and vanish. But yeah. Beams clear the screen and they get rid of Cyberman. So you're back to just playing the big body who finds it hard to get in other than Super Dash.
Yeah, for sure. I guess one of the things is also Frieza, I guess, besides Broly, is one of the few characters that you could say is a zoner in this game. But against characters like Goku Black and Hit, that's a really, really difficult spot to fill. because they have so many tools that deal with zoners. With Gohan, you can still say, okay, it's possible, but again, especially against Hit, it's very, very unlikely to successfully zone at any point in time you want.
Yeah, totally. It's going to be interesting. Maybe Emit's going to think, okay, maybe I can't weather this storm, and I'm going to have to fight fire with fire. Zamasu does have explosive moves. Slicer is pretty quick off the bat, but he needs to get out of the corner to make any of this worth it, or any of this work. And
yeah.
Nahim is just going ham. He's just not getting a chance.
Nice, but also at some point Emit is a little bit too committing to some of his things. I mean, he was in the corner and he already tried to press buttons.
Yeah.
He should focus on first getting out and then forcing a neutral situation instead of like getting his own hit in immediately. But right now he's really doing some good work with Nappa and gets the knockdown really well and gets Cyberman with the corner. So this is actually a good situation.
Absolutely, yeah. And you were spot on. He was trying to kind of throw some buttons out when he was in the corner, but as soon as he got out of the corner and he got a little bit of block stun started, that's when he got his hit. And now he's got Gohan. Somehow he got out of the corner twice and killed Gohan, which is really hard against a big body like Nappa, because he could have got fuzzies any moment.
Exactly, yeah. Unfortunately, didn't block the follow-up normal. It wasn't even a high. It was. I think he tried to either jump or he tried to press a button, but he got hit by doing that.
Yeah, he possibly could have went for the armor breaker move, the armor move that Nappa's got.
Ah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, possibly. I know Emit does like to reflect, and against someone like Nahim, you kind of have to present that option to him. Otherwise, he's just gonna just run buttons and press stuff on whiff like he did there and get hit by it.
Exactly, yeah. Even though the 2H at that point was a little bit gutsy, but it worked out in the end.
Yeah, Hit not having the best 2H when it comes to horizontal range.
Exactly.
But Nahim getting the character back down to Anchor Freezer. We've got 6 bars this time though, so he should be able to do something with this. Walk of shame.
Yeah, it's this is actually much more doable than before in the previous match. I mean, first of all, there's only one assist. To be fair, adult Gohan assist is not the most frightening for Frieza, but still, it's only one assist instead of 2. And he has all the meter he needs in order to do it.
And a 5M star, that's going to be nice. Oh, we got this Doki. Oh, no, he just jumps up. But that was a nice chase down. He locked him down. Baited the reflect.
Oh, that's a nice dropped it, but it was a nice possible conversion.
Yeah, he chased it. He knew he was trying to get some space to raw tag, and Emit did not let up.
Yeah, very, very nice. Now, we both have sports, and Emit actually having the meter advantage. Now it's a matter of how oppressive is Nahim with his Goku Black, especially in neutral, but also in the Oki. This should be rather easy to block for Emit if he knows the matchup really well. So a lot of the hits will probably be in a neutral, like that.
Like
exactly.
that, yeah. I mean, I played Emit a lot, and he has a very bad habit of holding on to Spark for too long. I hope this doesn't kill him.
Yeah, he's gonna die. No, it's not gonna die. He's still alive, yeah.
Oh, he didn't tank! Did he not tank?
You hold to tech. This isn't Guilty Gear. You can hold to tech.
You know how upset I get when people don't tech, and I'm like, do you know how hard it is to tech in Guilty Gear and not get hit? Like, you have to literally do an OS. You have to hold a button and mash another button and hold a direction. Like, it's insanely hard to tech safely in Guilty Gear. In this game, just hold down and hold like light. It's easy, but
exactly.
And Emit's a Guilty Gear player. Maybe he done the Guilty Gear way and messed it up. Maybe.
That could be it, but still, like, even if you do it the Guilty Gear way, you have so many opportunities to tech properly.
True, yeah, that wasn't like he dropped the combo. That never works. Like, Super into Kai Blast, he had a massive window to tech for sure. And like I said, he really likes holding on to Spark to the last moment, and sometimes the last moment just doesn't come.
Yeah.
He needs to be more okay with just doing it in neutral, because even if he did it in neutral, with that much health, he would have survived the combo. Considering Nahim only had 2 bars after the vanish, he would have survived it. So sparking in neutral is not always a bad option. I know some people like to wait for the mix-up to just get people off, but when it's 1v1, just do it in neutral.
Yeah, I think it also usually depends on the character. So, for example, with Nappa, I would totally agree to not use sparking in neutral because it's too important as a confirm tool or as a defensive tool because of his size. But with Freezer, you actually gain a lot of pressure flexibility and get in tools by sparking in neutral. So
totally. All you do is you lift up the ground and empty vanish, and there's your 50-50, really. Like.
Exactly, yeah. But now Emit finally getting some steamroll in here. Adult Gohan is already gone, so that's a big win for him, especially now that Nappa is on point. He just has to make sure that Nappa doesn't die, because I think actually Nappa might be the most important pressure character in this team.
Yeah, I think so as well. Especially against someone like Nahim, where I feel he's going to try and up back a lot. All the reset he got in his dead. Oh no, he got the goal!
But it was sick. That was actually sick.
Yeah, he's hit me with that so many times, and I still don't get out of it. It's insanely hard. But yeah, Nappa being one of the few characters with really oppressive lows. Like, nearly every bind he does is a low. It's only 2L that's not a low. And obviously he's H'ing. But his crouch and light is not a low. His 5L is, his 5M is, and his 2M is. Emit seems like he's one of the guys that's going to hold up. And if you hold up on Nappa and you get hit by an M, without Spark, he can easily take 7k, sorry.
Absolutely, yeah. And the big thing about him having so many lows is also, especially in combination with the Cyberman, it makes it really difficult for you to jump out or get out of the pressure because you have to commit to stop blocking crouching, and that's something that he's really good with.
Totally, yeah. Like he naturally beats people that like to reflect because you have to stand to start reflecting, and as soon as you stand, the low hits you.
Exactly, and that was a really nice bait from Nahim. So let's see.
Yeah,
back to the neutral.
You can tell that he has played against a lot of people, and he's like, okay, this is what people like to do to try and escape me. So these are like almost TKDRs are working like a treat so far. Maybe Emit's going to clock on and start down taking into buttons, but.
So Emit actually really likes to reflect a lot of the assist beams. I don't know if that's necessarily a good idea because it's a really high commit and the benefit that you get is quite low. I think it's probably better to try to go into the air in order to force Nahim to commit to more options.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think reflecting on the ground is probably worse than blocking. I'd rather take the block stun than the guess, because when you reflect and you reflect one too many times, that's when you can get punished for it. At least when you blocked, you get opened up and you could have done something about it, but obviously against hit it's really scary to just block anything on the ground that's not a hit move, because you know that it's going to be some sort of left-right that I'm not going to be able to see, so I get it. Ooh,
absolutely.
Yeah. Bit scrambly, that's a bit high, he backs away into 5H. Hold these rocks real quick.
The 5H actually hit against the Dragon Rush. Dragon Rush is always a mystery if it's gonna hit you out of your normal or not.
It's such a 50-50, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so Emit, this is the same situation as last. Even better for Emit because he had bars, but he whiffed the vanish. I don't know how he blocked that in time. That was insane.
Safe jump, boys.
Oh my gosh, please spark Emit, please.
He's not gonna spark. He's not gonna. Yeah, that's a good spark at that point because now he has the corner and he has the pressure. And Emit now was forced to just punish it.
He didn't believe. If you're gonna reflect, please believe in it.
Exactly.
Oh, he didn't link it. Oh, the two of them are away.
Did it too soon.
And he's vanished so much, he hasn't got bar for Golden Freezer anymore. Oh my gosh, double reflect.
Come on, just block it.
What? He tried to Galaxy Brain him.
He's dead. He's dead. He's dead.
No!
Come on, man.
Okay, happy feet. Him with the happy feet. Okay.
Alright.
I mean, this has gone totally how I thought. Did you see Emit trying to block for like 20 seconds there? He could have just reversed on Golden Freezer before he had too little bar. But he just, I feel like he wants to make people crack and go back to neutral.
Yeah.
Nahim's not that guy. Nahim will not do that.
Yeah, I think especially like the last 10 seconds, you could absolutely see the strength with Sparking Freezer. Like, even though Nahim had Sparking activated as well, it didn't really help him that much with escaping Freezer's pressure, considering also that Emit had a lot of meter to play with, so there was always like this this fear of, oh, he could now empty vanish.
Yeah.
So, but I think that was one of the better adaptations that Emit made so far. He just needs to be a little bit more consistent with the conversions, and then he can really turn this around, especially with Frieza on last. And I think Frieza being an anchor character in this matchup really helps a lot.
Yeah, I would agree. Normally when I play him, I'm like, I'm not sure. Maybe it's because I know how Emit plays and he's so reserved, and I'm like, dude, you've got like probably the fastest character in the game in level 3 Sparked Golden Frieza. You can literally do anything and I can't react to it. Without assist, you just can't react to him. But he's so reserved in how he plays, and he likes to use Vanish as more of an escape tool. And we saw the Reflect as well. And he needs to believe in his Reflect. If you're going to commit to something that risky, you've got to go all in with it, surely.
Exactly, yeah. Now this is actually a really good situation for Emit. He got the opponent cornered. He just now has to make sure he doesn't get hit.
No, yeah. Yeah, he got caught deer in the headlight. He got the snap. He didn't think about bringing in bringing in Nappa to get that blue health back on Zamasu. And the Nahim steamroll. Here we go.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that you can already see quite well is that Emit really doesn't like to use his meter for conversions or anything like that unless he uses Frieza, which in turn limits his usefulness of other tools. For example, when just before Zamasu died, he could have vanished and then tag in another character in order to get maybe a little bit, not the ideal situation, but he would have gotten Zamasu out safely. So stuff like that really helps a lot.
Yeah. Oh, that was a good block. Oh, he didn't get the punish.
Oh, he
That's
could have punished.
Yeah, I think he should have kept it simple with just 2H in, but he did get Nappa out and he's got Frieza in. Our Lord and Savior.
Yeah, this is a good. Oh, now can he get the tag in? Can he get Nappa in? Yeah, nice.
Rough situation. He's trying to stall for Black to come back. There he is. Oh, he goes.
Good finish.
And yeah, the Reflect's coming to bite Emit on the bottom there. Wake up, Reflect. I mean, it is a first to 7, so at least he can try and get out of his system now.
Exactly, yeah. And it's, to be honest, Emit still has a lot of tools. He doesn't have as much meter as Nahim does, but it's still doable. He just needs to be smart with his sparking, and then he can do it actually.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially considering that it's that adult Gohan is out and not hit, and he's dead.
Yeah. Again, not sparking. Down with sparks. He does this a lot. As soon as I get this, if I was Emit, and I played Frieza, which is quite hard in the first place, but I would look to spark immediately, just because his neutral is good, but it's very predictive. Like, he has to go, okay, he's going to Super Dash while he's on the ground, so that's when rocks work. But if they jump in Super Dash, rocks don't really work, so he has to commit to one of the 2-3-6s. Whether
exactly.
it be light or medium, and they both have blind spots, so it's really hard to be like, okay, I'm going to save this spark for a make or break situation, because with a team like Nahim has, it's super hard. Like, you can die at a threshold where you think you're not going to, just because of how much damage Adult Gohan does.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you want to go with an Guilty Gear analogy, you could say that Freezer is more like a zoner like Faustus, who has no, not like Faust, like a Venom, who has to go with very specific sets and very specific setups in order to zone very well. And then on the other hand, you have zoners like Broly, who are more like Faust, who can just poke and react to whatever the opponent is doing in response to that. So
yeah, they're very, even though they kind of come in the same category, like you said with zoning, they do it in very different ways. One is very preemptive, and one is like, I need you to show me that you know how to get around this.
Exactly, yeah. But now Emit is he kind of forced Nahim to get a really good offense going on, and that's actually now the case. But Emit has meter and he has still sparking. Does he want to use the sparking? I'm not too sure. If he doesn't want to use the sparking for Freezer, then he should at least use it to save one of his other characters, I think.
Yeah, I think that's a good choice as well, because like you said before with his his Nappa. His Nappa can do a lot of damage, and if he can keep his squad intact, he can get a lot of those side missiles that we saw Nahim fall to earlier.
Exactly, yeah. But now Zamasu is down. Now we are going back to Nappa with Freezer assist, which is actually still a really good combination. But and also with 4 bars, that's a lot of bars versus a 3-man team with only now 0 bar. But the fact that Nappa is a big body is really a difficult property against an adult Gohan, who has so many fuzzy possibilities.
Oh yeah, definitely. Ooh, preemptive reflects. Nahim showing that he's acceptable to him as well.
It was a nice... This could be dead. Or no, it's not.
Nah,
it's not
yeah.
dead.
I was just thinking, if he had Zamasu, he probably would have killed there.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the double IAD, that's hit Emit a lot.
That's gonna, yeah, that's probably gonna, if he didn't drop it, yeah, stuff like that can happen, especially when you have to fight against multiple body types. Like, that's one of the benefits of Emit. It's not necessarily a benefit that you can think about a lot, but the fact that he has 3 different weight classes or 3 different sizes means that Kaim has to adjust his combo routes and timings a lot, actually, dependent on which characters he is facing at that moment.
That's very true. Like, it's not as drastic as games like Guilty Gear, where sizes and weight classes make a big factor. Like, some B&Bs that you've practiced for, like, years just don't work on the specific characters. Gohan is one of those characters where, I guess at this point in time, his leg B&B is part of his toolkit, and you need to know what versions you have to do on which characters.
Exactly, yeah.
But this is a good comeback with Emit's Freezer. He's not used Spark. He's done it all with meter. Got rid of Gohan in a hit probably quicker than he lost his other 2 characters. So this is definitely doable. He just needs to not fall for the same mistake as the other matches where he doesn't Spark.
Yeah, now he has to do sparking.
Yeah.
Don't vanish! The vanish is so important for Frieza, I think. At that point he could have done a sparking, which would have knocked away Nahim, and then he could have done some more zoning, and then used the vanish for further pressure. I mean, now it works out in the end, but I mean, it was a huge commit.
To be fair, it did kind of work out where he didn't lose, but I felt like if he would have got the spark when you said, and he did that combo, he would have been dead. He would have got all the meter, and he would have, been able to live for free. Is it worth super in here? I don't think it is. Yeah, he doesn't. Tries to lock him down.
Yeah, it would have been meta way, so it was a good choice from him. Good patience. Yeah, that's a good vanish point, especially with sparking. That's one point where Frieza now he can really He could just basically flip the whole situation and force a mix-up on Nahim just because he vanished at the point while he had sparking, where he was still kind of whiff punishing, or not necessarily punishing, but due to a whiff, he was forcing his own situation onto him. So that was a really good vanish.
Yeah, I mean, Emit likes the squeaky bum matches. Like, he likes to make things super close when he could just, like you said, exploit Frieza's zoning tools, especially with Spark against one character. There's not much Black can do other than, you know, vanish. I mean, he does have heavy teleport, which can get behind Frieza immediately. But even then, I feel like Frieza would do really well against Black if it's just those 2 characters on their own. Black without an assist, I think it would be pretty hard for him to get on Frieza if Emit decided to be like, okay, I'm going to Spark, I'm going to hold my life lead and do it this way.
Yeah, especially because Goku Black, Goku Black has amazing neutral, so while we keep that in mind, his Super Dash conversion is very meta dependent. He doesn't get any sliding knockdown from a Super Dash, without using meter. And I think that's one of the key points where you said against Frieza, he has to be a lot more reliant on meter in order to really be competent in neutral.
And as we say that, Zamasu's got just deleted hit from the game. Totally, he's so quick.
That is a pretty impressive showing now. I think Emit is starting to get a little bit warmer with Zamasu, who has right now not done that much. Most of his kills have been either with Nappa or with Frieza, but right now it's showing why he has Zamasu on his team. Ah, he drops that unfortunately.
I guess
that's a little free.
I mean,
I think his Goku Black's level 1 is one of the level 1s that do not that much damage, but I still think if it would have killed.
I was about to say, that level 1 got buffed from the last version. Oh, nice. Round start Frieza is so annoying. But yeah, his level 1 got buffed, so that's what I said, it should probably kill in this patch. But before, yeah, you're totally right. He used to do the lowest level, it was the lowest level 1, for sure.
Yeah. Good jump out. It was a little bit risky to jump there, but I think, like judging from how much they play right now, he kind of saw that the offense that Nahim goes for is not always the cleanest. So he was trying to force a reset situation by jumping out, and it worked out for him.
Yeah, totally. Oh, we've got OB in the chat. I guess he's here to judge Nahim's play, considering they both play the same team.
Yeah. Oh, that was nice. He punished the super dash. That was actually a good attempt, but better adjusted by Emit to counter that super dash.
Got slicer back away.
Yeah. So now Emit is actually in a very good situation where he still has sparking and he doesn't need to counter spark in response to Kahim's spark activation. So he has a lot of leeway just to play around a little bit and just wait and play neutral and play the long range game without trying to open him up. Though now Kahim is actually getting the hit. But with a spark, this is all resetted, and now Kahim has a really difficult time to get the comeback.
I think that was this is how Emit always plays. He plays like he's got the life lead, and when he does have the life lead, his game style makes sense. That spark was perfect, because now he's got both his characters. He's done it after Nahim's, oh my gosh, what a conversion, how gross.
Whoa, that was sick. That was sick.
Yeah, his playstyle is very frustrating when you want to try and open him up. Wow, I couldn't see any of that. Lovely.
Nice.
But yeah, he plays like he's got the life lead all the time, and I think that's the problem with how Emit plays sometimes. He plays so passive. When he needs to go in, he's not sure how to do it, and I think that's why he relies on Spark so much. Because he's like, okay, when I get the 2M, I'm going to Twitter combo this character and kill him. But that sometimes you can use the Spark to amplify the tools you've got in neutral, especially with Frieza doing that. Maybe Nappa not so much. Nappa, like you said earlier, you want the Spark to make the hit with Nappa count.
Yeah.
Right, so everyone in the chat, let me quickly go get the Matcherino link so you can hit these guys up with some money for the prize pot.
Yeah, and to the question, why did he burn the 3 Kai bars while Emit was on sparking? It was in order to waste the spark time. And that was actually a really smart choice there, because the spark time was nearly going to an end. So at that point the level 3 ensured that he didn't have to endure another sparking situation.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, I totally agree. Especially with like Frieza's level 3 is so good for that. Frieza's level 3, the setup he gets from it is so gross. Like, it's immediate. Like, you don't get a chance to think or see the setup. You just go straight into buttons and you wake up into it.
Exactly. And now Emit doing a very... Oh, what a nice 2HR. I like this. This is the Zamasu that I really like.
Yeah, he's woken up. He's definitely woken up now. I think he's seen the offensive patterns. That was such a good challenge as well, but I think he's still not believing in these challenges.
Yeah, I mean, now you can really see what you meant with Emit being a really defensive player. Like, he's really trying to be a little bit more passive and to be more patient, which, of course, obviously, usually that's something that you tell people when they start playing fighting games, and it's a good habit to have. But in this game, it's so important to get your turns and to use the turns that you get and convert them in a way where you get to start to be oppressive in some way or another.
Yes, no, I totally agree. He's kind of calmed down on the reflex. I think a lot of the times he did the reflex, he was so scared that it was gonna not work. He didn't capitalize when he got it. Now he's kind of just happy with sort of just staying away from the ranges where he can get opened up. The vanishes are pretty good so far as well. Nice patience there. Oh, he's dead.
Yeah, he's dead.
And that's what I was saying about reflecting. And Emit's one of those players, a lot of the time when I play people online, I feel, okay, what your tactic that you're doing to me, let's see if you can deal with it. Emit is the complete opposite. That's why I like playing him. He will reflect, like, he will guess and reflect, but he's so knowledgeable about his weakness. He sees it in other players.
Yeah. I mean, especially the fact about the reflect is also that pressing a button after the reflect most of the time is not as risky as reflecting in the first place. So yes. There is not that much of reason to not press a button if you already reflected, unless like there is a very specific situation where you just want to get off of the other character, like against Cell or for example.
Yeah, when you kind of want the space. I guess with Frieza I can see that, and I guess with Zamasu, Nappa, if you're gonna reflect, you might as well go for 5H afterwards. You might as well see what happens.
Exactly. Ah, that's a. Oh, why did they nerf that tool? Why did they nerf emergency tag?
What we're gonna do here? We've got Sal. Oh, he microdashed a little bit too much there. Wow, just raw rocks, and that should be it.
That's dead. Yeah. He still has Nappa. He just does level 1, and yeah.
And Emit, first time in a set, he's up. I believe he was 2-0 down at one point. And he's definitely crawled it back.
Yeah, it was 2-0, then it was 2-1, and now he brought it back. 3-4. Very nice adaptation.
Yeah, this is a really scary game to play like that. I guess it's I've said for a long time that a lot of GG players don't transition well to DBZ.
You're right.
I honestly think it's so counterintuitive to GG players, and this is one of the things, adaptation. And in Guilty Gear, you have to adapt to people's strings, like whether you need to interblock, faultless, all of that sort of stuff. So a lot of GG players are very, I want to counter what you're doing. This game, that's not a very good strategy. Like, you don't have enough time in tournaments because it's normally 2 and done. And one mistake with your trying to counter them can lead to a dead character, to you losing a character, which completely throws the match into a different perspective because you've only got 2 characters against 3, which means, 1 assist. Should I save Spark for the last character, or should I keep my 2 characters? Like, it's a very different dynamic. And yeah, one of the drawbacks from going from Guilty Gear to this is that we're so used to countering how people play. And this game, it feels like the best thing to do is do what you're doing and only stop doing it when they prove that they can stop it.
Exactly, yeah.
Good reflect.
Nice low block. And yeah, that's the issue with vanishing in the defense, is dependent on the height of the opponent while you vanish. Your vanish might actually whiff and might be susceptible to some whiff punishes or potentially even a touch of death. So vanishing sometimes I think is a good idea, and I think Emit already showed that it can be useful at certain times. But in this instance, it was a very risky approach without even Nahim necessarily baiting it or like doing anything special. He just went for a normal pressure, and it whiffed because of that.
Yeah, it was. I guess Emit was a little bit unfortunate. He done the vanish on Gohan doing fast fall, so that's why he got to the ground in 2H. But I definitely agree with what you're saying, especially with characters like hit. Oh my gosh, Nappa Clapper, we hit all over the place. Yeah, these 2H is the best.
Yeah.
So yeah, with the vanishing, the kind of only time when it's like guaranteed is if you see an overhead, and if you vanish an overhead, you can't really get punished for it unless it's a really specific assist call. But normally you vanish behind the player and the assist.
Yeah. But there are a lot of situations where the vanish just whiffs by default. For example, with an air dash button, a vanish will whiff or will be able to be blocked in time. So you really need to pick your... It's kind of like a reflect. You have to pick your time when to vanish defensively.
Yeah. It's a scary situation, but I guess in the heat of the moment when you're getting pressured by Gohan, you're like, I've got no other choice. I can't block forever. I know I'm going to get opened up. I know he's going to reset his pressure and take his turn again. So you try to look for the quickest way out. There we go.
Overhead.
But reflecting to 5H. If you're going to reflect, believe it. Oh, this is the Dragon Rush. Oh my gosh, yeah, the back fists are coming out.
Yeah, Nahim is getting way too nuts with the backhand.
Yeah, he was clearly trying to... I like this. Yeah, go for it again. Yes! He doesn't know how to get out of it. He's getting vortexed. He's actually getting vortexed. That's the freezer buff. That freezer buff was the best thing they could have done to him. I love that buff.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so... I mean, in every game, up back normally is the answer, so I respect the up back by Nahim there. Cheeky Dragon Rush. Okay, Emit needs to... I think he should just 236 M Spark. Thank you! Thank you, you did it!
You did it! Commentator's reverse curse.
Reverse curse, yeah. Hopefully he wins now. They done what I said. Oh yeah, only one disc hit, so he didn't get a knockdown. Okay.
Oh, nice!
Level 3? Yeah,
Level
take
3?
it.
Yeah, he does. One more mix-up.
Did you see the patience? How did he...
Oh,
no, he's done. His spark's not going to help him here. That was unfortunate.
I don't know. I mean, Frieza still does regenerate life during that, right? Oh, no, it doesn't. I forgot.
Oh, mate, that was so close. He was playing so well. I guess when he got into the corner and he allowed Nahim to get out. So he was probably thinking, oh, he's going to vanish. Maybe at the last second he thought, oh no, he's got Spark, so it's going to be empty vanish, so I can't 2H him like I did before. I'm guessing that's what went through his head. So he let him vanish out, and then the super dash pressure, and it kind of turns into a 50-50 at that point. You're not sure what's going to happen. Especially with Black when he's got heavy God Slicer. Like, that move is rapid. Like, you can't really do anything about it. You accept that he did it, and that's it.
Yeah. Well, this is really turning out to be a pretty good match 4-4, and it's very, the momentum is always shifting, and that's really cool to see with this matchup. At first you thought that Nahim was dominating early on, and then Emit adapted really well. But now Nahim is turning the tides again with a little bit more of a patient play, you could say.
Yeah.
So even though those backfists were kind of wild.
They were wild. I'm surprised he survived it very well.
Yeah, nice punish. Oh, I think he could have killed Hit, maybe.
I think he could have as well. I think it's one thing that a lot of people don't lab, or I definitely don't see tweets about it, about hitting Happy Birthday. Like, it's really easy to kill a character from a Happy Birthday because they don't take damage scaling. The assist character doesn't take damage scaling. So most B&Bs will kill purely because you get double the meter from hitting two characters.
Yeah, I think the reason why people, or a lot of people, don't lab it really is because of how inconsistent it seems. It seems like you rarely get the Happy Birthday, and even if you get it, the character will always like drop out of the combo. But I think that's especially the reason why you should lab it, because there's a rule behind when a character drops out of it.
There is. I used to think it was a numbers game where it had to be under 10, and I thought that's when it dropped out. But it's the buttons you hit. It's definitely the button.
Exactly. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, he tried to reset there. Oh, he can convert from there?
Yeah, on counter hit. Nappa's the only character, I'm pretty sure he's the only character in the game who actually has a counter hit property. And that's on the Armor Breaker. So if he hits Armor Breaker, they basically go into untechable. They can't tech until they hit the ground. But only on counter hit.
My mind is My mind is blown. I never knew that there was actually a move that profited from counter hit.
Only Nappa. Only Nappa. It's crazy. Like, he's had that from the beginning of the game as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's had it from day one. I'm pretty sure he's the only one. I know with counter hit you get slightly less meter. Shout out to Enigma, he showed me that. So if you hit a counter hit normal or special, you gain like a sliver more meter than you would normally. But that's it. You don't get any like extra hit stun like you do in other games or, you know, varied combos. And Nappa's the only one who gets an actual state from a counter. He gets an actual state, which is crazy. On a move with armor, that I don't know how reasonable that is, but this is Arc System, so.
Yeah, we as guilty players, we know how crazy they tend to be with that kind of stuff.
I was there for, oh my god, for Elf. The beginning of Elf. Oh my days. What a time. What a time to be alive.
Saiyan.
Yes, Saiyan, yeah. People don't know what neutral is until you can put swords on screen that literally cover the whole screen and you can't get rid of them.
Yeah, but meanwhile Nahim is doing really well with trying to make a comeback, even though Emit still has sparking and he still has two very healthy characters. Zamasu now guaranteed under 50%, that's a huge deal, but with 5 bars, I think Nahim is gonna have a really hard time to really... Oh yeah, nice level 3.
Yeah. Good way to kill someone's momentum with their flowchart. There we go, yeah. He made him think about it. He was like, oh okay, you're a guy that doesn't mind just doing random level 3s, and then on his own he went, I'm just going to Dragon Rush you. I think you learned your lesson not to just keep pressing buttons. Very Galaxy Brain. Very Galaxy Brain. Because if you've seen how Nahim plays, you're thinking you're never going to get a Dragon Rush on him. Because he's always up back in or pressing a button or something. So that was super quick conditioning by Emit there. And again, slightly taking the lead there. 5-4. First to 7, so he needs to win 2 more.
I think Nahim could still win this, but it's really tough for him because now that Emit is kind of getting used to the neutral situation against Nahim's team, his zoning, or it's not necessarily just his zoning, it's the transitioning from zoning to pressure that right now really works out really well in his favor.
Yeah, it's good to see. It's kind of like Emit's the jack of all trades and Nahim's just mastered offense. And it's good to see how they both have their benefits. Like, Nahim's not caring about blocking because he's the one doing the offense. He's like, you're playing versus me. You have to adapt to me. And like you said, the adaptation by Emit, it works and then it doesn't because the offense changes. And even now, like, at the round start, Nahim was backing away from Emit. Although he's in the corner now, that was a meaty Dragon Rush. That would be super hard to take.
Meaty Dragon Rush, so to speak.
Is this a thing? I guess it is, it works.
I don't know if you could call it a meaty Dragon Rush, but I'll just call that right now.
Meaty Dragon Rush, yeah, I know. I just want a name for how unreasonable Dragon Rushes can be sometimes. Like, you see them not connecting because you're in blocks on a hit stun, and as soon as you come out of it, you get hit by the Dragon Rush. Like, Dragon Rushes, any throw should not have more than like 5 active frames.
Yeah. Oh, nice 2H. That's a really good conversion, now getting the corner as well. I think that's really important as Nappa is trying to... Oh, what a 2H! Oh, I love this!
Oh, I think he could have killed him if he spent the bar.
I'm not sure. He needed 3 level 1s, so... he needed 2 level 1s and a level 3 in order to kill, I think.
Oh, sorry, no, you're right. I thought he had Zamasu. He doesn't have Zamasu. Yeah, you're right. So he couldn't have killed.
Yeah.
Oh, beats an air-to-air. Dragon Rush. Oh, he doesn't go for the kill here. I guess he's scared of Anchor Freezer now?
Maybe either that or he's going to try to go for another Dragon Rush in order to get rid of all the blue life.
Oh, no. Okay, maybe, yeah. I mean, this is what I do when I play Emit. I'm like, out of all 3 of these characters, I want you to have Anchor Nappa. So I'll try and kill Freezer. His assist is really annoying, especially for round starts. Oh, that was weird.
Yeah. Okay, I would have to ask him later why he did that.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. He at the moment, I'm not sure. Maybe, you know, this one line as well, anything could be the reason.
That's true, yeah. Yeah, it could also be that the level 3 was just a reaction to him maybe dropping the Dragon Rush combo, which is a legit thing. So if you know that you're going to drop something or that you just drop something, adjusting to it in order to get the most out of it is actually a really good skill to have.
Absolutely, yeah. Oh, triple level. Oh, that's not gonna kill me. Maybe triple level 1 might have. Actually, you know what?
No.
Just to be safe, it's better to go for knockdown.
Yeah, usually you can see if 3 level 1s kill if the life bar is right at the outer edge of the sparking icon.
Yes. Yeah.
And it was a little bit further, so I don't think it would have killed. And I think it was a good decision there to go for level 3 because now he had a consistent Oki situation. So that was a good decision actually.
Yeah, and it showed. Like he got the knockdown. He went for cross up into spark. Sick block by Emit there, and I would have done the same thing. If you block something by from hit, especially when it's a cross up, the first thing you want to go is, oh my god, that was a sick cross up. I made a sick block, let me spark. And then he did that, but it just didn't work out for him. I think Nahim just got layers. Nahim's just got layers. When you think you blocked his mix up, that wasn't the mix up. That was to set you up for the mix up. That's how Nahim plays.
Exactly, yeah. It's kind of like hey, you blocked my overhead. It was just a setup for everything.
That was to set you up for the fuzzy guard that I'm going to abuse you to. Yeah, it's like you should have got hit by it, to be fair.
Exactly, yeah.
5-5, super close.
Yeah. Oh, nice counter poke. Realized that Dragon Rush was not gonna hit, and actually got a good combo out of it.
Yeah, it was a good challenge. Oh, is Gohan too small for that? That's weird. Wow, I wouldn't have stopped that super dash, that raw tag. And it was just at the end of hit pressure as well. He just used his last assist, but he got hit. Probably trying to up back. Nice delay wake up, but press the button on wake up. That's unfortunate.
Yeah. And that's a dead Zamasu.
Yeah,
with Gohan on point now.
He plays like he's in a hurry. I think he plays like he needs to go to the toilet, like all the time. Like, he's just trying to kill you as soon as possible.
Yeah, maybe he really needs to go to the toilet. Maybe we should ask him.
I mean, it might not be a bad strategy.
Good jump out. The fastball actually made the setup a little bit too predictable. So the jump out there was a pretty good choice. Oh, the dash from Nappa is so fast.
Oh no! Was it too late? Did it too late for any? Oh no, he got hit by it.
Yeah.
Yes! That's what I like to see.
Tag in, come on. No!
I think he's trying to be too optimal. He's trying to get it grounded, and you don't need to get it that grounded. Like, as long as it's at jump height. Oh, punish that, 5H. Oh no! Okay,
that hurts.
I don't know, it might be part of his master plan. Let's see. Oh, the 2H was so early!
That feel when your reactions are too good for yourself.
Man, good game players. We're not made for this game.
No, we're too fast.
We're too fast. It was that situation when you're like, I know you're gonna super, and it's like, but I don't want to wait for the 2H just in case I'm too late because you're super close. So you just do it too early and you get can hit by it. It hurts. It hurts.
For sure. But now Emmy still has the sparking and has a little bit of meter. So and Gohan is low on life. So as long as he gets rid of hit, I think this is still very possible. He just has to make sure to not save the sparking.
Yeah, do it now. Okay, there we go. There we go. See, that's what you have to do. Lift up the earth, empty vanish.
Level 3. One more mix-up.
Good vanish. That's okay though. Rocks. Yes. Look at the confirm. Oh
and
my god. What? I don't know why that back just hit. I'm a little bit offended.
I mean, it's adult Gohan. He's basically the Johnny of this game. So.
This is true. Right, Spark's over. But I don't know. I think I would say Emit's best character is Frieza.
Yeah. First of all that, and second of all, Nahim has a lot of his characters down on life and no more blue health. So the sparking only helps Goku Black, and this is still kind of doable actually.
Yeah, Yeah, I mean,
Nice.
look, he just needs to breathe on Adult Gohan at this point, and then it's a character, it's 1v1, and there we go, it's 1v1. I mean, he hasn't got the resources or the spark, but it is Frieza against Black. It's definitely doable. Uphill climb maybe, but definitely doable.
Yeah.
Just keeping away.
Yeah, I think it. Oh, lucky there. I think this is exactly the way you have to play. You have to play very patiently and make sure that when you get a hit, but
That's alright. It's not gonna kill.
Yeah, no.
Catches him
Nice
back.
straight hit.
Yeah, and that's how Nahim plays. It's like I've seen people react to these situations. I know you're just gonna up back here. I know you're gonna up back.
And with Goku Black, you can actually counter that really, really well due to his flexibility in the air, with his strings, and also with his specials.
Yeah, definitely with his specials. And Nahim's not even used much like raw God Slicers or even like the his manual teleport, not the Vanish, but he's got heavy teleport to cross up and stuff like that. He's got a couple of dive kicks, but yeah, like you said, he's not really showed the plethora of tools that Black has. He's just not needed to. He's just been doing 2H into beam. And
Yeah.
that is scary on its own, to be fair.
Yeah, and I think against both Zamasu and Frieza, I think it's also fair that he doesn't use God Slicer that much. The air forward special with the Kai Blast, due to especially with against Frieza with all the beam property blasts, it's a fairly risky move to do. But yeah, he's able to maintain the neutral without it for sure.
Nice combo. Oh, free.
Nice. Oh, it doesn't get the knockdown.
Still got freeze resist. Oh, not gonna get a chance to use it. Oh, too high in the auto combo there. Oh.
And super dash. Does he tag in? No. He's using the assist to maintain pressure. Does he get the knockdown?
Does he get a knockdown? Oh, he definitely messed up an IID there.
Yeah.
Wow, I wouldn't have blocked that. I would never have blocked that. 2 bars. Oh, he goes to the floor as lava. Vanishes out. He got a little bit lucky there. A little bit too hungry for the hit. Super dash hits. Powers up. You're gonna get a raw tag. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, the Jalen with the Kai Blast. Oh, he do.
Super dash.
Oh, kill him.
And-
Definitely kill him. Yeah, take it.
That's dead.
Yeah, that's it. And
Yeah,
look at the
that's
blue
dead.
health he's gonna lose on hit as well. Yeah,
Nice.
that was a good sacrifice because Zamasu had quite a bit of blue health he could have recovered, but I think it was a good sacrifice to get rid of another character. Oh my gosh, did this vortex?
Oh, nice. I think this was a good sacrifice on many levels. First of all, you killed Adult Gohan, who is a really big threat to Zamasu and Nappa anyway.
Yeah.
Zamasu is probably the least the weakest character of all three from Emit, so that
Yeah.
sacrifice is actually okay, and his team doesn't benefit from Zamasu that much, even from the assists.
Yeah,
So I think that's from a sacrifice point, that was probably the best decision he could have done.
Totally. That was, yeah, it was. I mean, I know a lot of people might have undenied and maybe, I think most people would have sparked to try and not take the blue health, but I agree with holding the spark. I actually agree with holding the spark. With Frieza and Nappa, they can make a lot of use out of it, and if you've got Black to go against, yeah, just hold into the spark.
Exactly, yeah. Good vanished. Yeah, Nahim is getting a little bit too obvious with the double instant air dashes. So the vanished attempts from Emmy are a little bit more successful now.
Yes.
Gets the knockdown. Doesn't put any Cyberman out. Probably
Yeah.
because it was still mid-screen. Just
Oh.
patiently blocking.
The classic. 6Ms are way more usable when you put Spark on your side. Ooh,
Good
the
jump
up back.
out.
Doesn't want any of it. Now, will he level 3? I don't think he should. I think he should plant.
He should. I think he should have. Yeah, he should have level 3, but I think he should have gone for Nappa level 3.
Yeah,
it wastes
maybe.
a lot of time.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the animation is humongous on that one. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. He clocked onto the double overheads. And this is looking pretty bleak for Nahim here. Emit with
Yeah.
Spark, 2 characters. He might not have the meter, but it's going to take a lot. I mean, this is a good start. This is a good start.
Yeah.
If he's going to make the comeback.
I mean, this is not Bardock, but still very, very doable.
Yeah.
Ah, nice hit.
So, last game.
Damn, this is sick.
This hasn't happened for a while. This hasn't happened for a while. Most of the Kumites, someone kind of just gets the advantage. It's very rare that we get a last game, and with 2 players that play so differently, Oh yeah, even OB's agreeing with you. He's being a bit too predictable. Nahim is. I guess he's even with someone being predictable. If you do it quick enough and people don't, they can't keep up with speed. Literally, like Vegeta, you can kind of run the same flowchart sequence against someone. You kind of can, especially in pools. If you're going to a tournament, you don't really want to. You don't want to have to go. Okay, I've got 1 game to adapt to how this player plays. You want to be like, let's see if they can adapt to me in 2 games.
Yeah, it's not just a matter of adaptation. It's also a matter of proving that you can keep up with the speed. Because there are some players that that legit have difficulties like just keeping up, not necessarily blocking, but also just keeping up with the speed of decisions.
Yeah.
And if you figure out that the opponent doesn't have that ability to keep up with the speed, then most of the time getting the flowchart rolling is actually one of the safest routes you can do. Because it basically guarantees that the things that you press, that they always come again and then again.
Yeah. 5M by hit there. He's only got 1 bar though, so he's going to have to mix him up. Nice Dragon Rush.
Yeah, that was a good tag in. And now Nappa, oh, he can vanish now. But actually, this isn't too bad. Zamasu still recovered quite a bit of blue life.
Yeah.
So... Oh, that was a good jump. That was a very, very nicely timed. So what he did there was he did a micro dash and dashed forward and did a delayed air dash while he was a little bit higher up in order to get the correct angle for the test. So that was really, really nice.
That was a mad sequence there. We've been playing for too long. Even though we've only had, 6 games, the sequence is there, like the baits and the reflect, the way in by Emit to 2H, the vanish he knew was coming.
Yeah.
Yo, Zamasu, literally skin of his teeth, gets out, but I think Black's gonna bring him back in. It's a bit high for a meaty, so he gets out for almost free. Jump back high blast, or he could have got 2H.
Yeah, that was really risky.
I think, well, I'm assuming that Emit, he said, oh, my Kai Blasts are hitting, and didn't realise he was hitting the assist. So yeah, he got pretty lucky there.
Yeah, and probably Nahim thought that he was blocking the Kai Blast, so he didn't try to go for it.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But, oh my god, this is too close to call at the moment. No confirm.
Oh.
Wow,
Oh, that hurts.
From nowhere. What a confirm. How did he confirm from that scramble? Both assists are down though. Level 3. I really want Emit to spark, but I don't think he's done it. I would definitely spark it. Oh no.
Yeah.
He's a real man, he blocked it. I respect it. But he brought his
and then he also did the emergency tag. Really risky stuff, but it worked out in the end.
But he got put back in the corner and he lost his Zamasu. I mean, this probably was better to bring the Zamasu than Frieza. Frieza's been putting in the work a lot. So, and he got hit up back in. So this is one of the games, you can probably clarify this. I'm pretty sure this is the only game where you can get hit airborne with a low.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is unique to this game, and that's what happened there. He up back from the beam, Gohan came in and did 5-0, which is a low, and he got hit low for holding up back.
Yeah, I think in a couple of other games you can also hit with a low, but only with hard kicks or with sweeps and stuff like that. But with lights, it's very, very unusual to be able to hit with that.
Ooh,
nice high blast.
Yeah.
He's waiting for just checking a little bit.
Okay. It works.
Yeah, I think Nahim did the power up and reacted to Emit trying to punish it, but yeah, it's a little bit wild.
And this has worked horrendously for him because he's lost hit and he's lost the blue hole from Gohan. So and he's lost 3 bars for that. Like he spent 3 bars to try and make it safe, I guess, and then in the end, the damage you did do, Emit can pretty much get back with Spark. Ooh, back fist.
Please, Spark.
He's done, he's done. Why did he not vanish? Maybe he didn't think he was going to kill.
But he could have sparked too, and then he would have definitely killed.
Yeah, this is it, like, he's not sparking like that. We have to accept it. He's done, that's it. And you're right, he didn't spark. He should have sparked. So yeah, that hit he got on Gohan, he was thinking, oh, this won't kill without spark. And he should have just gone the hit. Yeah, he should have sparked the combo. And then,
man, what an unfortunate way to lose, but really good stuff from both players, for sure.
absolutely, yeah, no, that was super good games. Super clean. 7-6. It couldn't have been any closer, really. Couldn't have been any closer.
Yeah, GG's.
Absolute GG's. And